going on? We in the building. It's your boy, Big Abundant. I'm here with a special guest, man. Special guest. We met a while on what Clubhouse? What is that?
Yeah,
What we
yeah.
originally meet? And I heard this
Clubhouse.
brother speaking, and I was like, "Who is that?" Phenomenal speaker, lots of energy. You remind me of Les Brown. Like you be quoting people, and the quote be like to the T. When I quote people, I paraphrase. I'm like, he said something to the effect of this. You like be dropping long quotes, not short quotes, word for word, and they be spot on. Y'all, this is Dwight, and I don't even know what your role is. I know he's a mentor to many. I know he coaches. I don't know exactly how you introduce yourself, so I'm gonna pass the mic over to you, man.
Yeah, I'm just you know what I'm saying, passionate about learning. I coach and train. I love to teach, but most importantly, I think I just love learning and just sharing information as I test it and experiment with it and just play around with it and get results. I always tell everybody, don't believe me. You know what I'm saying? Take the information, test it, apply it, implement it, integrate it, do experiments with it, and prove it for your own self because you got to align with the universal principles. You know what I'm saying? The principle is unbiased, it's blind. It works for all people in all places at all times. So I just, all through my life, whenever I found something that worked, I always shared it. And I think that's why I'm given a lot of grace. And I just, um, for some reason or another, just continue to be blessed. I just believe that if you find something that works, don't hide it and keep it for yourself. Share it.
For sure, for
If that
sure.
makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense.
Ah, that make perfect sense. That make perfect sense. So, man, what originally got you into like self development and universal law and just this whole world that we so entrenched in? What originally got you into it, man?
Originally, I just was always fascinated with the mind since I was like 4 years old. But I just always was an avid reader. I've read a lot of books. Probably if I threw the number out there, people wouldn't be able to believe it. But I just always loved to just learn and just I read a lot. And most people see me as a speaker now, whatever. But really, I'm really a writer at heart. You know what I'm saying? I guess my speaking is catching up with the writing skills or whatnot. But I just read a lot and I wrote. You know what I'm saying? I just basically interpreted. With the pen what I learned, and that's how I internalized it. Because a lot of people just need to understand that they're trying to mess with the physical, right? The 3D and change their life. That's pointless. That's just like me watching one of my Michael Jordan tapes, like when they won the championship against the Lakers,
Yeah.
in the VHS, the VCR, whatever. And I go because it's fuzzy at the bottom. I go to the TV screen and start trying to mess with the TV screen. That's not gonna serve a purpose. I'm gonna have to go get the videotape and look at the tape, maybe wipe down the tape or something, or clean out the VCR. The problem's not the TV. So that's what's the metaphysical representation of the 3D outside your front door. You're trying to mess with the physical and change something. That's not how it works. You got to go within. And so the way I can explain that is a lot of people are observing the 3D, right? Right. And so what they're doing through observing the 3D is they're replicating and duplicating what's there. But at the same time, there's something else going on inside of you that's going to come on the outside, manifest on the outside to replace that. So we can't change anything um, in the physical. What Neville is talking about is that, your inner conversation, you know what I'm saying? Your thoughts, your dominant emotions or moods and attitudes, and then what you're picturing, right? Repetitively or the most, where you're directing your attention, that's what's going to eventually manifest on the outside. Everybody's caught up in time. You look at social media, they see these people with these cars, these houses, and all this stuff, and that stuff's not necessarily truth. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If a person's renting a luxury car, right, or a flamboyant car, and they're acting like it's theirs, and you comparing yourself to them because you driving a Honda Civic, you're gonna mess your mind up. You know what I'm saying? That's not even real. But I tell everybody, that studies Neville, because I'm new to Neville,
Okay.
but I'm not new to this study. I got probably at least 28 to 30 years in just this type of study from all the all-time greats, the Earl Nightingales, Dr. Joseph Murphy, Wayne Dyer, you name them. You know what I mean? I've
Yeah,
looked at
all
them.
of them.
I've
Yeah,
looked at them, and so they're telling you about your internal world. They're telling you about inside. You know what I mean? Because we're always, all of us are working with thoughts, emotions, and words, right? Words meaning your story, right? What's your inner story, and then what's your outer story? You know what I mean? You're creating it. You've always been creating it. It don't matter if you agree with it, you understand it, overstand it, understand. None of that don't matter. It's still a profound truth. So you got to go within, you know what I mean, to change the without.
yeah.
Law of
As above,
correspondence.
so below, for sure, for sure. And I'm happy you on this Neville journey. Like you say, Neville
Yeah.
said he's not saying anything that hasn't been said before, but he has a very simple way. He's very good at taking complex ideas and simplifying them and backing them up with scripture. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
love about Neville.
Yeah.
Like he's pointing in the book, like, disagree if you want, but this is what the book say. This,
Yeah.
like, so Neville does a good job of that, man. So who are some other right? Oh, go ahead. It sounds like you had something to
Well,
expand
I'll
on.
tell you a thing about Neville. See, I just recently probably started studying Neville probably like a year and a half, probably at best. But my mentor, right, I coached with this guy, you know what I'm saying, probably about 4 years ago. And he was like, man, you need to get on this Neville. You need to get on this Neville. And so he stayed on me. I was like, man, what's up with this dude? Like, why is he just hyping on this Neville? Like, so there was resistance. I don't know why. Honestly, I don't know. I had never heard of Neville, right? And so I went and bought like 10 books. And then he's like, man, you getting on that Neville yet? You getting on that Neville? And I said, man, I bought the books. And so then he was like, man, you read the books yet? Have you read the book? Have you opened it up yet? Like, no, man, I ain't got a chance to. You know, I had all
Yeah.
these excuses and rational lies. Like, man, you need to open the damn book, man. Get on those Neville books. And he just stayed on me and stayed on me. I don't know why this is popping up.
You
Um,
clean on this side, so I
okay.
don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, and so he just stayed on me. And so finally I opened up the book, man. And I think The Power of Awareness. I think that was the first one I started reading.
Okay.
And I was like, man, I was like, all these people been studying this dude and they ain't been telling us.
They ain't been telling us.
Everybody's studying this dude.
Everybody is feeding
Everybody.
every
That's the
law of attraction book, The Secret,
all the big time
Esther
pastors,
Hicks, Wayne Dyer, like
all the
everybody.
pastors and everything. Everybody
Reverend
studied
Ike,
this dude.
Reverend Ike
Everybody.
used to study Neville Goddard. Like so
Everybody
many
has
people.
studied this dude. I promise
Yeah,
you.
man.
Everybody.
Yeah,
This dude a bad dude.
bad dude, bad dude, and a lot of people ain't gonna like it, but Neville views God as your own powerful human imagination.
He
In
the
the
truth.
beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God.
He the
Like,
truth. Never the
yeah, man.
truth. He the truth.
And the thing I like about reading Neville, it's not even like learning; it's like remembering. Like you ever been trying to remember somebody's name and it's like on the tip of your tongue, but you can't readily call it. Then you get sidetracked. You go take a shower, work on the yard or something. And then it just hits you, and you get that excitement. You're like, Jennifer. That was her name, Jennifer. That's that feeling I get when I read Neville. It's like I knew that at some level. I didn't have the words to articulate it or the vocabulary to communicate it, but I knew that, and it's like a bunch of I remember this. It's like getting back to that true self and remembering who you are. That's what I love about Neville. It's always I keep Neville on the desk, like he over here off to the side. It's always remembering who you are, getting back to you, and I love that feeling, man.
Yeah. Also, too, I want to say to the audience that I met Big Abundant on Clubhouse, and I mean he's a stand-up guy. He's honorable. You guys definitely should connect with him, and basically, you know, reach out to him. At least get on a discovery call with him. You owe it to yourself because this dude is an eternal student. You know what I mean? He eats, drinks, and sleeps this stuff. And that's what you need. And see, he has that hypnosis piece. I don't have that. I don't know nothing about that. But
Hey,
I can
I've
give you.
heard you speak. You a hypnotist and don't even know it. The things you do with your voice, the way you snap people into a trance. You're a hypnotic speaker. So
Wow.
you definitely got that hypnosis thing on. You got it on you. We all hypnotists. Hypnotists just do it on purpose. But you
Oh,
like you got it, man. It's in there.
I got about 1,000,000 quotes in my head, so I'm just gonna give them some food for thought and some
Let's
thoughtful
go.
food. But yeah, make sure y'all connect with Big Abundant on all his social medias. find out about his clubhouse rooms, and just really give support, because there's not many people that's kicking positivity, consistently, daily. You know what I'm saying? That's eating, drinking, and sleeping and stuff. That's what you need, because you guys may think that the person teaching this stuff or going over this stuff or sharing this stuff gets a pass. Nah, we got to live the principles, the concepts, the philosophies every day
Got
to get the
to.
results. It don't matter that you standing on the stage and you teaching or allegedly teaching. That's not enough. You know what I mean? That's not what this is. This ain't that, and that's not this. You got to apply this every day. You got to integrate it. You got to implement it. You got to appropriate it. That's the only way you're going to get results. And, I just said that a principle works for all people in all places at all times. So doubt, circumstances, conditions, and situations don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Get the principle, get the concept, get the philosophy, begin to work it, because he who works the principles gets the results. If you work the principle, only three things can happen. You're going to get a similar result, you're going to get the exact same result, or you're going to get an even better result. That's what that is. So let's just give you some quotes. Let's take it from the top. And I recommend this book to everybody. This is a bad dude. James Allen. You got to read As a Man Thinketh. I mean, it takes you 20, 25, 30 minutes.
Short read. It's a thin one.
Short
Read
read.
that. Read
But
it.
man,
Every line.
listen to this quote right here. Man is mind and mind is man, and evermore he takes the tool of thought, shaping forth what he wills, brings forth 1,000 joys or 1,000 ills. He thinks in secret, and it comes to pass. Environment is but his looking glass. Ladies and gentlemen, I submit to you that nothing is hidden. Even what goes on in your bed chambers is revealed. You are an open book. Everybody is reflecting back to you what's going on inside of you. What you think about that, Big Abundant?
I love that, man. And it's true. Like, that's all this happening in a hypnosis session. You come spend an hour thinking about yourself as a non-smoker, thinking about yourself 50 pounds lighter, thinking about yourself on that stage, not being shot. That's the belief is the magic ingredient in hypnosis, prayer. Like, call it call it what you will. Manifesting, law of attraction. If you don't got belief, you don't got the principles. Like, it's all built on the back of belief and your beliefs, those inner thoughts. Because like Esther Hicks said, belief is just a thought you think over and over again. That's why this person can believe this thing and that person can believe that thing. So beliefs aren't facts. It's just an internal fact that you accept as fact, and that's what drives you. So the things that you conjure up in here, that's going to be you. You become your thoughts. Your thoughts produce emotions. Those emotions lead to actions, and those actions are your results. But it started as the internal thinking. It started inside of here. So, man, I love that. What else you got over there?
Let's get to it then, right? He just talked
Uh,
about thought, man. That's my lane right there. There ain't nothing in this world that get me more excited than just the word thought or thinking, right? So when we talk about mindset, mindset is everything and everything is mindset. I'm going to say it two more times. Mindset is everything and everything is mindset. One more time. Mindset is everything and everything is mindset, right? How you think is your very life, experiences, and reality, right? So let's just take it from the top. Where did the spaceship come from? Thought. Where did the rocket come from? Thought. Where did the airplane come from? Thought. Where did the train come from? Thought. Where did the bus come from? Thought. Where did the car you drive come from? Thought. Originally, all of these things were just thoughts in someone's head. So do you see how thought is creating everything? Right. So your mindset, you should pay deeper attention to your mindset, right? Why? Because your thought impulses, your thinking patterns, and your thought processes is what's creating your very life, your experiences, and your reality. No way you can get around it. So let me give you what Rudyard Kipling said, and this is just a portion, right? If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, you got to believe in yourself. And I encourage everybody to listen to Mary J. Blige just once a day at least. You got to believe, because y'all know what Mary been through. Y'all know what Mary J. Blige been through. Y'all know what Mary J. Blige been through. Listen to her song. You got to believe, because if you don't believe in yourself, you disqualify everybody else from being able to believe in you, right?
say that again.
If you don't believe in yourself, you disqualify everybody else for being able to believe in you.
Yeah,
Big facts, right? Ralph Waldo Emerson said, a man is what he thinks about all day long.
all day long.
Buddha said, all that we are is the sum total of our thoughts, right? Bob Proctor said it this way: thinking is the highest function that a man or woman is capable of. Thinking is the highest function that a man or woman is capable of. Thinking is the highest function that a man or woman is capable of. Then Earl Nightingale said, we become what we think about. They call that the strangest secret, right? So if you're not getting the results that you want in your relationships, if you're not getting the results that you want in your career or your business, if you're not getting the results that you desire in your bank accounts, because your bank accounts is you pushed out too. We don't want to talk about that, but let me say it 2 more times. Your bank account is you pushed out. Your bank account is also you pushed out. You've heard it said EIYPO. Everyone is you pushed out, right? Your bank account is you pushed out too. So how do you think about money, right? How do you feel about money? All of this, everything is expressed. That's why I'm telling you. You're an open book. That's why you need to link up with people like Big Abundant, and you need to reset, right? You need a mindset reset. You need to change your thought impulses. You need to change your thinking patterns. You need to change your thought processes. Passing it back to you, Big Abundant.
Man, I love speaking with you. I feel like the bass guitar, you just gotta lay that like solid bass line. And you like the badass keyboardist. Like you just get over there and I'm just in the background. I got me like 3 notes and I hold on 3 notes and you keep the energy going. I love it, man. I love it, bro. But
Yeah,
oh, go
yeah.
ahead.
All said, and then one of the things too, from Proverbs 23:7, King Solomon, as a man thinketh in his heart, that part they usually leave that heart part out. Why? Because your heart is where intention comes from, right? It's 1,000,000 times more powerful than the brain mind and the gut mind. The gut mind is important because that's your intuition, that's your internal GPS. Always follow that. But you gotta guard your heart. That's why it's telling you, because it's ultra powerful. It's unlimited. So as you think in your heart, right? So are you. As you continue to think, so you remain. Right? Let's just test it, right? You can't think poverty thoughts and receive prosperity. And you can't think prosperity thoughts and receive poverty, right? Just like a low vibration makes it impossible for you to receive the SP or a high vibration SP, person, place, or thing. And if you're in a high vibration, you can't receive a low vibration SP, person, place, or thing. I hope that makes sense and I'm not confusing anybody.
Hey, that make perfect sense. Even when we doing sessions, like and we doing these hypnosis sessions, the way we end a session, because when you get somebody talking, especially if you the only person listening to them once a week, it's a lot of times it could be hard to wrap up a session. The hardest way, the quickest way to end a session is to shift vibrations on somebody. Just
Facts.
lead the frequency they at. Go up or down from the frequency, and they gonna dismiss themselves and be like, all right, well, I'll see you same time next week, same time next week. Changing your vibration. I hear women, this guy won't stop calling me. He won't leave me alone. He won't leave me alone. Because you broke up with him physically, but you didn't break up with him where it counted. You got to break up with him in here. You got to put your thought elsewhere, and he'll stop calling. It'll feel so uncomfortable when you're on a different frequency. It'll disappear. It'll dissipate. You can leave a job. You're having problems at this job, but you go to the new job on that same frequency. She might look different. He might look different. They might have different clothes, but you're gonna find those same people at the new job. You gotta change you. Neville say you have nobody to change but you. Mm-hmm. And I'm not like Dwight. I paraphrase, but it was close. He said you got one person to change. You.
Yeah, big
trying to change anything else. It's like looking in the mirror, seeing something in your teeth, and trying to get it out of the mirror instead of getting it out of your teeth. You gotta work on you. Gotta work on you. But yeah, man.
It's an inside job. It's an internal job. It's an inner job, man. It's your self-talk, your internal dialogue, your inner conversation, and your conscious auto-suggestion. Big facts. That's what it is.
Hey, Dwight.
Go ahead.
Drop your YouTube real quick, man. Let the people know where to find you. You on here dropping these gems. Let them know to get more of this.
Yeah, so I got about 400 videos on YouTube. It's complimentary. I also have paid memberships on Patreon, but I just want everybody to go to the YouTube. Please, please, please subscribe. You know what I mean? You got to get up to 1,000 subscribers to be able to go live. A lot of powerful content. I'm talking about if you go watch that channel, just like 10 minutes, you know what I mean? Invest 10 minutes in yourself every morning. I promise you, in 7 days, 14 days, definitely 21 days, your mindset will shift. It will pivot. It will change. So it's manifest, manifest with SII power 2397. That's the YouTube page. A lot of content over there. It'll be just like going to a buffet. You can just eat and eat and eat and eat and keep eating, with no limits.
And look, even when you finish eating, just let it play on the TV in the background so he can get it the watch hours and go help us hypnotize the system.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like just even if you out of the house, start it on the TV before you leave for the day. Just let that energy get in the house so it's waiting on you when you come back. And you helping you, help him, help you. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Yes, for sure, for sure. But man, I'm enjoying this discussion. I got some, like I said, I keep some level over here, man.
Yeah, give me
I'm,
some of that, man. I want it.
I'm gonna open
Feed
that
me.
random. I'm gonna
Feed
open that
me.
random, and whatever's
Feed me.
highlighted, we gonna read.
Feed
The
me.
first highlight I saw. Okay, the subconscious is what man is. The conscious is what man knows.
Ooh.
Subconscious is what a man is. The conscious
Wow.
is what a man knows. That's hard.
Big facts.
So that thing that you don't like about yourself, that thing that you want to change, that's what you know. That's what you know. That's not who you are. That's what you know. Your subconscious is who you are. That's powerful, man.
Wow.
And that's at random.
That's deep. That's deep. That's deep, yo. That just went there. You know, um, a lot of people are letting their ego, right, and their critical analytical divide direct their life instead of being the adult. Yes, you do need the ego because the ego, just like the reticular activating system, does communicate with the subconscious. But until you take 100% ownership, 100% accountability for your life, and 100% responsibility for your life, there will not be no lasting change. See, the subconscious is huge. There's millions, hundreds of millions of files in there. This is why you gotta change your potty mouth, right? If you say I can't afford that, guess what happens? The subconscious goes and searches for that file, right? It pulls up all the experiences where your card declined at the counter, this, that, and the other happened.
That
You didn't get
Netflix
what you want.
charge came out that you wasn't expecting.
All of
Yeah,
that, all of
all of
that.
that.
Where you
All of
fail.
it.
Why? Because of your words. The power of life and death is in the tongue. You spoke the word, the subconscious, when it pulled up the file, and that's what it thought you wanted. So it gave it to you. The subconscious mind is the prover. Guaranteed it is going to get the evidence and the infallible proof. Just like a copy machine at FedEx Kinko's. When you put that copy on there and you put the thing down or you send it through the chute, all it can give you is the raw material you initially put in there. So that's what the subconscious does. It's just like a printer or copier at FedEx Kinko's. Be careful what you think. Be careful what you feel. Be careful what you say.
Mm-hmm. And to take that copy example a tad bit deeper, like think about it. When you make a copy, you can make one copy of something, or you can take one original, make 99 copies, 200 copies, 1,000 copies. Subconscious mind is feminine. So whatever you give it, it's going to multiply. So you hand it one negative thought, it's going to hand you back tenfold.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, you want to go negative? I'm gonna go negative.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, you want that's where we going? Let's go. But it works on both sides of the spectrum. You handed one positive thought, it's gonna hand you back 10.
Mm-hmm.
And if you sit with that one positive thought, 10, 20, 30, and the better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets. But the flip side of that is the worse it gets, the worse it gets, the worse it gets, the worse it gets. So you gotta really catch those thoughts before momentum get in. When a thought first starts, oh man, you'll be surprised how easily you can kill a thought early on. That's why they want to kill Jesus as a baby. That's why because he was a baby. He like you can kill a thought as a baby. Once you let that thing manifest full blown, law of attraction works both ways. So
Yes, indeed.
once you let that momentum pick up and that hypnotic rhythm, as how How did I forget his name? Think and Grow Rich. What's the man name?
Napoleon Hill.
Napoleon Hill. That hypnotic rhythm, as Napoleon Hill would call it. Once you let that hypnotic rhythm go full swing, you got tasks to do. You got to. I hate when people come to sessions be like, man, I've been fighting this thing for 6 months. 6 months? What took you so long to get on the session? What, you could have went to the YouTube channel for free and caught this thing in its infancy. And this could have been over with. But when you practice depression for 6 months, we got a job to do. Now, when you practice feeling down on yourself for 6 months, now we got a job to do. Listen to your thoughts. Stop letting your thoughts just run wild. Track those thoughts, see what's going on. And some stuff, like as my grandma say, some stuff you just got to rebuke in the name of Jesus as soon as you see it. And when I say rebuke, I ain't saying push it and fight against it. I'm saying take your attention from it and put your attention on the opposite. It's a real thin line between what you want and what you don't want.
Yeah.
And most people be on the what I don't want side of the line. You get in session, I'm like, okay, how can I help you? You know, what are we looking at today? I just don't want to feel like this. I just don't want this. I just don't want that. I don't. Okay, what do you want instead? Eyes gloss over, because all the attention been on what I don't want. Then this the first time like, man, I ain't never even thought about what I want instead. I just know I don't want this. You got to get clear on what you want. Now you know what seeds to plant. But you don't even know what seeds to plant until you pose a question to yourself, what do I want? And the instant you ask that question, you redirect attention and you instantly start manifesting. Like the word manifest actually means to make obvious to the eye of the mind. Anybody who watch me stream all the time probably real tired of hearing this, but law of repetition, like I want you to understand this. Manifest does not mean hope for. It does not mean wish for. It does not mean stare at my vision board and strain as hard as I can and feel the absence of it. It means to make obvious to the eye of the mind. So if it's obvious to your mind, if it's obvious to your eyes that you're impoverished, guess what you're manifesting? If it's obvious to you that this is a bad day, this day can't get no, what are you manifesting? But the instant it becomes obvious to you that you are abundant, I got a refrigerator. I got several options I can go in there and pick. I got a closet. I can go in there. I might not got everything I want, but I got 10, 20, 30 choices of different combinations I can go in that closet and throw together. I got 2 eyes. I got a liver. I got melanin. I'm already abundant. And when you become conscious of the fact, when you become aware of the fact that you're already abundant, guess what you manifest? When you become conscious of the fact that you're already healthy, okay, you might got a headache, but if you got 10 fingers, you can move at your will. Your heart clearly pumping because you're here and you can hear the sound of my voice. You got ears that work. You got eyes that work. Focus on the healthy components and become conscious of being healthy. And when you become conscious of being healthy, guess what you manifest? You manifest in health. But your body is not designed to stare at things that feel bad and you feel good. If you could do that, you got a problem. Like if you can look at sad movies and feel amazing, I'm not even gonna say book a session. You out of scope for me. I can like that. That's a disconnect. If you can look at things that are designed to upset you and feel good, but what you do is, and Neville talks about this a lot. You don't suppress the thought. What you do is you get distracted by what you would rather have, and you get so wrapped up in there what you'd rather have because people think you solve problems by focusing on. It's not how you solve problems. You think when somebody see me to come to quit smoking, I sit down and we talk about smoking for an hour? No, we don't talk about smoking for an hour. We talk about life as a non-smoker for an hour. We talk about how good it feels to be able to take a deep breath and not have to constantly be washing your hands and worrying about if you smell like cigarette smoke. We talk about your wife hugging you instead of turning away when you walk towards her. We're talking about the benefits of being a non-smoker. Like that's the process. Now we can use words like neuroplasticity and talk about all the neurons and get into the deep science of what it worked. But what we're doing is retraining your attention. And that subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between something you visualize and something you really experience. It cannot tell the difference. And that's why you got to be careful with this TV. Got to be careful because subconscious mind don't know the difference between they stress, my stress, fake stress, real stress. It just understands stress. It just understands what's being presented to it. And it's like a child. We're talking about the part of you that believe in tooth fairies, Easter Bunny, Santa Claus. And we talking about that that pure innocent part of you that believe what you show. Be careful what you show it. If you, there's a lot of things. If you was watching it on TV and your kid walked in the room, you would turn it off. Sometimes you need to turn it off even if they ain't in there, because it's a part of you that's impressionable, just like that child.
Powerful,
People,
powerful.
I can't be hypnotized. I promise you, you can. Marketers and CNN and MSNBC and I promise you, you can be hypnotized. But just like when I say I'm a hypnotist and you go, "Ooh, don't hypnotize me," you need to be like that with a lot of things. With that TV, "Ooh, don't hypnotize me. Don't hypnotize." Be careful who you let hypnotize, because everything you encounter is gonna affect you in some way.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
but go ahead. What you got for us? What you got?
Yeah, yeah, he's going into some stuff. So let's talk about states, right? So if I travel from San Antonio to Illinois, right? I'm gonna pass through Texas, of course. I'm gonna pass through Oklahoma. I'm gonna pass through Kansas, and I'm gonna pass through Missouri, and I get to Illinois. I'm going to Chicago. Now, listen to me. Really listen to what I'm saying. So, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas still exists, right? So when I get to Chicago, it's just like going to an Airbnb or a 5-star hotel, right? The bed, the comforter, the pillows, the refrigerator, the complimentary bottles of water, the TV, the internet, all that's complimentary. So I could go, because I'm in Chicago, I could go to a Bulls game, I could go to a Cubs game, I could go to a White Sox game. It's all inclusive because I'm in that city of that state. So when we talk about states, let's talk about a broke state or a sad state. A broke state, right? What comes with that, right? Bills in the mailbox, right? Threatening calls, frustration, irritation, sleepless nights. You're locked into a state, right? So the only way to not receive those accoutrements is to get out of that state. So what do you want? He said you got to be distracted by what you prefer, right? What you really desire, right? So you need to enter into a big abundant state, right? If you get into an abundant state, what comes with that? Money, opportunities,
People throwing money at
contacts,
you. Yeah.
contracts,
Energy.
collaborations. Just like
Yeah.
right now, me and Big Abundant connected. We're helping each other. We're assisting each other, right? We're
Mm-hmm.
just trying to get this information out to the world. So what? You can change your mindset. What do we mean? Change your thought impulses, change your thinking patterns, change your thought processes, change your feelings, emotions, sensations, moods, and attitudes. Why? So you can change your results. Pass it back to you, Big Abundant.
Change those results. And like you were saying earlier, you don't work on changing behavior. I beat this into young hypnotist's head all the time. Don't focus on the behavior. Focus on the thoughts that produce the behavior. You trying to say that you trying to change that behavior, they gonna think hypnosis don't work because you're not doing it right. Hypnosis isn't designed to work on the physical thing. It's designed to work on the mind. Change the thinking and the action will follow. I box, and one of the things I remember one of my boxing trainers used to say, I used to have a bad habit of looking down at the stomach before I punch. He would always say, "You don't got to look down. His body is under his head. It can't be anywhere else." It's the same way with us. If you send your head, if you send your mind, your body, where the mind goes, the body follows. You don't got to look down to punch him in the stomach. Just keep your eyes on the head, because if the head is there, guess what's not too far behind it? The body. I tell this story all the time. One time I was in my sister's bathroom. My sister wear those long eyelashes that y'all like to wear. And I saw that out of my peripheral and I thought it was a spider. I imagined it was a spider. When I imagined it was a spider, when I thought it was a spider, I treated it like a spider. I took off my Nike slide and I hit it. Then after I hit it and it fell on the ground, I realized I got new thought. I got new information in. I said, "Oh, those are eyelashes." Then I laughed at myself. The urgency that I had just felt was gone, just like that. But when I thought it was a spider, I treated it like a spider. When I thought I was a failure, I acted like a failure. When I thought I was successful, no evidence to prove it. Bank account empty. But when I started thinking I was successful, it didn't take long for the bank account to catch up. It didn't take long for the client list to catch up. Didn't take long for the wardrobe, the energy, everything about myself. I remember one day we was on TikTok streaming, and this guy that I went to high school with came into the room. He goes, Jeremy? And I didn't know who he was. All I see is a username.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, this somebody who know me. He ain't say Abundant. He ain't say Jay. He said Jeremy. I say, yep. And he was like, when did this happen? And I know the old me. So I know the this he like everybody else in the room, like what he talking about. But I know the this he talking about. I'm like, oh, bro, same body, new thinking processes. Same me. But I learned how to be charismatic, not through practicing charisma, but through thinking charismatically. I learned how to use my words, not through like reading the books and studying. All of that helped. I'm not saying, please make no mistake, the work has to be done. But it's a difference between forced labor and inspired work. Like you don't have to make Dwight pick up a book. You don't have to make Dwight hop on the stage and start motivating people. You don't have to make him coach people because his thoughts produce those actions. Because of the way he thinks, those are things he want to do. It's certain people in the world, they don't gotta make themselves go to the gym. In fact, if you try to get in their way of going to the gym, they might hurt you because their thoughts draw them to the gym. It's people who are addicted to things. It's a chemical part at play, but before that chemical part was at play, it was thoughts that made it. So it was a thought to go get it. Then the body learns to do what the thoughts do over a period of time. Like people I work with who smoke, ask all of them. So you remember your first cigarette? They go, yeah. I go, how was it? It was horrible. My first cigarette was disgusting. So how did you get so good at it? Oh, I just kept. Oh, you just kept doing it. Okay, but at first it was taking conscious effort to put that cigarette in your mouth because it was filling your lungs with smoke and stuff that your body knew that wasn't supposed to be there. But when you kept doing it, it got to the point where you were accidentally smoking 30 of them a day. like you see, I know I kind of just jumped, and that was a wide metaphor. But y'all see what I'm saying? The first cigarette was horrible. The first time going to the gym was horrible. The first time eating that way was horrible. The first time getting on that stage was uncomfortable. But if you just keep doing it, you get to the point where you do it on accident. Dwight and I didn't jump up here with no notes. We got in the room real quick. And I was like, hey, we just finna hit the button and see what happened. It's like, let's hit the button and see what happened. Yeah. But we both did this so many times that the thought of us getting on here and being dead never crossed our minds.
This is exciting.
Yeah, man. But that's how it happens. Keep doing that thing. Keep doing that thing. You got something to say? Because I'm writing down a note. Some just hit me.
Oh yeah, let's go. So I recommend the Kabbalion, right? The 7 Hermetic Principles. And I just want to give y'all a couple quotes that I've been playing with, right? And this is before I knew about the Kabbalion, but I got it from Brian Tracy. And I want to talk about the law of belief and the law of expectation. So we don't think that it's something strange. And I invite you to look at Romans 12:3. And I'm not talking about what the church has taught you or some man behind a box is speaking to you, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you go read these 2 scriptures or these 2 writings, right? These 2 sayings, these 2 parables for yourself, and then ask yourself, right? Ask your higher self what it means for you. Okay, so that's Romans 12:2 and Philippians 4:8. So Philippians 4:8 says, think on whatsoever things are true, honorable, and of good report, right? What would be good? What would be true? What would be honorable? Okay, I just received $3,500 in my bank account unexpectedly, or 10,000. It don't matter about the amount. If you get the principle, you can attract any amount because you're a magnet, right? You're either attracting things or are you practicing repulsion? You're pushing things away from you, right? That's what the subconscious does, right? If your root chakra is not balanced, it will push money away from you, keep money away from you. Or if you do get the money, it will get rid of it. Let me just say it that way. So your root chakra has to be balanced, right? How do you balance it, right? By eating red fruit and vegetables, right? In order for you to have money, you got to feel safe, stable, and secure with money. If you don't feel that, like you can say whatever you want to say with your conscious mind, like Big Abundant talked about, but it's what's going on in your subconscious mind, unconscious mind, or subjective mind. How do you feel at the core level, right? At the formless point of view, the I. That's what's determining everything, and that's what everybody don't understand. So once again, I invite you to read Philippians 4:8. Do that. And Romans 12:2. Do that, right? So let's talk about some of these universal principles or spiritual laws. I got these from Brian Tracy. I forgot what year it was. It may have been around 1995. And so, law of belief, right? Law of belief says that whatever you believe with feeling becomes your reality. You've had a bad feeling about a guy or a girl, and you didn't honor that feeling. You got involved, you got entangled with that person, and it cost you. What did it cost you? It cost you heartache, it cost you heart pain, it cost you heartbreak. Why? Because you didn't listen to your own central processing unit, right? Your operating system. Like, you are an operating system. You are a biocomputer. You know what I mean? Like, you already have all the answers. See, they taught you about everything except what you need to learn about yourself. They taught you everything about everything else, but they didn't teach you nothing about yourself. They taught you everything except about yourself, right? So the law of belief, whatever you believe with feeling becomes your reality. Whatever you believe with feeling becomes your reality. So if you believe something and you have a bad feeling about it, guess what? You're going to produce that result that you don't want, the undesired. If you believe something and you have a good feeling about it, guess what? You're going to produce the desired result. It's that simple. Nothing out here is hard. I don't care what teacher you study. They all saying the same thing, right? Let's see what it is, right? There's learning, and then there's learning from different perspectives or multiple perspectives. Like me and Big Abundant, we might be using different words, but we saying the same thing.
Same exact thing,
So
man.
that's what's going on with Wayne Dyer, Earl Nightingale, John Assaraf, um,
All of them.
whoever. You know what I'm
Terrence
saying?
Trower, yeah, all of
Whoever,
them.
whoever. You know what I'm saying? So the main thing is you need to get what we're saying. The basics, the fundamentals, and the foundations is coming from your mindset. What is your mindset? Your thought impulses, your thinking patterns, your thought processes. What it means is what you're predominantly thinking is creating your reality, is creating your life, is creating your experiences. It's always been that way. It will always be that way. That is just what it is. That's truth, right? That's truth. So whatever you believe with feeling becomes your reality. And then the next one is the law of expectation, right? Law of expectation. All right. So whatever you expect, like, you don't get what you want, but every single time, 10 times out of 10 times, 100 times out of 100 times, 1,000 times out of 1,000 times, you get what you expect. What do I mean? You get what you think you deserve. 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 You can't expect a man to treat you honorably if you don't treat yourself honorably. You can't expect a female to treat you honorably if you don't treat yourself honorably, right? So if you don't practice self-love and you don't practice self-care and you don't know your value and you don't know your worth, you won't be able to keep the material things. Your account will constantly be in NSF charges. Like, you just won't have no money. Why? Because your belief, and Big Abundant alluded to this, your belief is what's holding it up. I'm not talking about one belief. I'm talking about belief itself, right? You got to believe in belief itself. Everything, every condition, circumstance, and situation, every result, outcome, output, harvest, yield that's in your life is being held up by belief. Pass it back to you, Big Abundant.
Man, you hit it. You hit it. You just stroked me on this first paragraph of At Your Command by Neville Goddard. I'm gonna read through this real quick. Can man decree a thing and have it come to pass? Most decidedly he can. Man has always decreed that which has appeared in his world, and is today decreeing that which is appearing in his world, and shall continue to do so as long as man is conscious of being man. Not one thing has ever appeared in man's world but what man declared that it should. This you may deny, but try as you will, you cannot disprove it. For this decreeing is based upon a changeless principle. You do not command things to appear by words or loud affirmations. Such vain repetition is more often than not confirmation of the opposite. Decreeing is ever done in consciousness. That is, every man is conscious of being that which he decreed himself to be. The dumb man, without using words, is conscious of being dumb.
Ooh, that's
We go.
that's meat right there. That's strong meat. That's
That's
strong
Neville
meat.
Goddard. For anybody wondering, you better get you some of these. Like every line, like this man, potent. Like short books, but they don't need to be long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So hit hit me up at Manifest with SII Power 2397. There's a buffet of videos over there for y'all, and we just gonna keep digging in. So let's just go for it, right? It's an
for sure.
inside job. It's an inner job. It's an internal job. I do not care how long your condition has existed. I do not care how long your circumstance has existed. I do not care how long your situation has existed. I do not care about doubt. I have no respect for that. Like, I don't even believe I can be defeated. I don't even believe in defeat. I don't even believe I can be defeated. I do not believe in defeat. So I'm telling you, the reason that you have the circumstances, the conditions, and the situations that you have in your life is because you believe in it. So if you don't have money, you believe in poverty. You believe in being poor. You believe in broke. What Big Abundant is trying to hypnotize you to do, right? Assist you is to get you to release your family behavior loyalties. Your family behavior loyalties. Your family behavior loyalties. Stop thinking I don't want to earn more money than my mama. Stop thinking that, my mama only had $50 left after she paid all the bills. You got to stop thinking that. Like, there is only abundance. They've taught you. This is Big Abundant. Why do you think his name is Big Abundant? Big Abundant. Big, right? Think big. There's magic in thinking big, right? And then there's only abundance. The hypnotic trance, the hypnotic societal programming has taught you lack. Lack don't exist. It only exists in your reality, right? You're the god of your reality. You're the goddess of your reality. The only reason it exists, the only reason why it can exist, because consciousness is the only, one and only reality, is because you believe in it, right? What is Big Abundant talking about? You're giving your focus, you're giving your intention, you're giving your attention, you're giving your concentration to being poor, being broke,
Mhm.
feeling less than, and being without. Scarcity mindset. No matter how much money you get, it's not enough, right? If we give you $300, it's not enough. If we give you $3,000, it's not enough. If we give you $30,000, it'll spend like the 3,000. Why? You're not in control. But even when you're out of control, you're still in control. Why? Because you're always thinking, you're always imagining, you're always assuming, you're always believing, you're always expecting. You got to adjust these things. That's why I'm saying you guys need to link up with Big Abundant, because you can't do this on your own. If you could, you wouldn't be on this live. You wouldn't be here. Wouldn't nobody be able to tell you nothing. Your accounts be filled. You probably be in Bali or uh, Montego Bay or Tulum, Mexico or something. You wouldn't be on this live. So this is what I'm telling you. Big Abundant can shift your life. He can help you pivot. He can help you repent, right? Change directions, right? What will this do for you, right? This will give you your desired end result. This will give you your breakthrough. This will give you your personal chosen transformation. This will give you your personal chosen payoff. Pass it back to Big Abundant.
Man, Dwight, I'll be over here listening and learning with everybody else, man. You just be rolling.
Oh,
But
let's keep it going then.
let's keep it
Let,
going.
let's really just talk about it, right? I
And
want y'all.
guys, we open for Q&A as well. If anybody got questions, like throw them out here. Throw them out here.
So when I go to Olive Garden, right, I'm gonna order the tour of Italy, right?
That's my go-to as well.
Right. And so I'm not worried about, do they have the workers to prepare my food? I'm not worried about, do they have the supplies? I'm not worried about, is the food gonna taste good? I'm not worried about when the food is coming, right? Because I know breadsticks and salad with extra dressing is coming immediately, like within 5 minutes, right? So I want to submit to y'all today. Let's really play with this. Imagine a Target, and I'm not affiliated with Target, as a super center. But metaphysically, it's a representation of the universe. But what's in there, right? All the car dealerships, right? Audi, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Mercedes, BMWs, Range Rovers, Rolls Royce, right? What's in there? Gucci stores, Prada, Burberry, Dolce Gabbana, Louis, Balmain Paris, Prada, Birkin bag. Everything is in there. I want you to just imagine a Target that's all inclusive, right? The top 5-star hotels is there. Neiman Marcus, Saks Fifth Avenue, Bloomingdale's, everything is there. So I want to submit to y'all today, why can't we just send out an order like we do for Amazon in the universal Target, right? And then operate like we would operate in Ruth Chris Steakhouse or Olive Garden or Red Lobster or Texas Roadhouse. Put in our order, right? Know that it's a done deal and just be optimistic, right? And just wait to receive our order. Practice the art of allowing.
Hey, you talking about my daughter now. My daughter, when she asks for things, she don't say, "Daddy, can I have?" She walk in here, she say, "Daddy, I just saw this dollhouse on TV, and when I get it, I'm gonna put it right beside my other dollhouse." And as her father, as a person who enjoys seeing that smile on her face, guess what I do? Like, baby, what is this dollhouse at Amazon? It said, where this dollhouse at? She not worried about how many sessions it take for her to get this dollhouse. She not asking questions like, can it fit in the car? Do they do? She say, "Daddy, I just saw this dollhouse, and when I get it," and that's how you got to learn to go to your daddy, your father, your God. God just got this idea for this business. And when I get it, oh man, it's gonna be. Don't be God. I know we in a recession. God don't care about it's no recession, like, unless you believe it's a recession.
Yeah.
Every recession makes millionaires. Every last one of them.
Yeah.
Research it. Don't take my word for it.
Yeah.
But she doesn't ask for things. She asks for when she acts. She acts through figuring out what she gonna do with it. Now, when my son, he know he ain't been doing what he's supposed to do. "Daddy, I know you probably gonna say no, but can I get some Fortnite book?" No, it's very easy to say no from well, you don't even feel why would I award you with something that you don't even feel worthy of having? But baby girl gets it. How about Jay? She don't need another. I'm like, you went in there when she asked. You didn't you didn't see the look on her face. You didn't see the excitement. She already know what she gonna do with it. She building subdivisions in her room. Like, she building the neighborhood. She want the Barbies to have their own. Like, now she came here, "Daddy, I know I already got a dollhouse, but can I get enough?" It's an automatic no. But she got enough instincts to go, "Daddy, when I get it." Like, she not "Daddy, and if you get it for me," no, "Daddy, when I get it, I'm putting it right. Come here, let me show you what she want to show me where she gonna put it at. That's how you gonna get. And when I lose this 50 pounds, I'm gonna wear this shirt right here. I'm gonna shop at that store right there. And then let it get from I'm gonna put it right here to closing your eyes and going there, seeing there, feeling it, taking all your internal senses there. That's how you do. You see how excited I'm getting as I'm telling this story? These are words that's making me feel this way. My daughter not in here.
Mm-hmm.
The dollhouse not here. These are my words. These are my thoughts that's animating my body. This is my imagination animating me to feel this way. When Dwight just was going in a moment ago, nothing in his physical world was well, it's changing, but not like right before his eyes. But nothing, it was nothing in the physical world that's exciting him, that's getting him going, that's getting him motivated. We can't even see y'all. We don't know if it's 30 people here or 0 people here, but we are engaged and we talking. And when I'm talking, I always see a full crowd of people. I always see a room. Like, but it's your thoughts that produce the energy. When you don't feel like doing bigger buddy, how I stop procrastinating. Let me ask you something. If I did a competition, everybody knew about the competition. It's been going on for years. But every month I give away $1 million. And I go, "Hey, congratulations. You just won $1 million. The only thing you got to do is get into my office in Dallas, Texas by 5 p.m. tomorrow." If you know it's a guaranteed $1 million waiting for you in Dallas, Texas, do you think you would have any shortage of ideas? Or you think you would have a headache, not feel like it, not be able to find somebody to watch the kid? Do you think you would not be able to get here by tomorrow to claim $1 million. I don't care if you had to leave on foot and start walking. You headed towards Dallas, Texas, and you gonna trust that the rest of the stuff would gonna fall in line. And that's how you got to get about your ideas. You got to make the idea so exciting. The same way that the lack of the idea stopping you, the fulfillment of the idea would excite you. The same way you can get sad, down, and beat down about something that happened 10 years ago. I've had 50-year-old people talking about stuff that happened when they were 5 in my office in tears. If something from 45 years ago can bring you to tears, you don't think something that might happen in 6 months can get you excited? You don't think something that might happen in 30 days can get you excited? If you went home today and saw an eviction notice on your front door, they say you got 30 days to figure it out. You think you're going to wait on the 30 days to feel something, or you think you're going to feel something as soon as you pick that paper up and those thoughts into your mind? Just like things can get you stuck and things can make you procrastinate, thinking about the right type of things, entertaining the right type of thoughts, get you to a point of, I can't wait to get up in the morning. I can't wait to get in my office. I can't wait to get in front of my computer. But it's all about your thinking. It's all about what you directing your attention at. And I'm dropping it, man. What you got, Dwight?
All of us have done this at intervals, but we don't do it consistently enough, so we don't have the confidence to know that we can do it. But Romans 12:2 talks about be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So I'm going to show you that you've done this, but you got to recall it. If you're broke, you need to say, I remember when I was broke. You did. Or you need to be like little baby. I just came home with nothing. Now I'm up all of a sudden. I just came home with nothing, but now I'm up all of a sudden. And you just replay the thought, right? And what's going on is you're building a new neural pathway, right? With time-space repetition and reiteration and persistence, not an outside persistence, but an internal persistence. What do I mean? Continue to think the thought. Continue to visualize your desire. Continue to replay the imaginal act on the mind movie, right? Continue to script about it. Continue to journal about it. You got to tell yourself about it. Like, I'm a diehard Michael Jordan fan. I can tell you everything about the basketball player. I don't know the father. I don't know the husband. I don't know the businessman. But the character that I found out about in 1981, October, right? All through his career, I identify with the basketball player, right? I don't know nothing about anything outside those 4 lines, but inside that 4 lines, I resonate with him. You dig? You can't tell me nothing different. You know what I'm saying? He's Superman on the basketball court. You dig? So I want to show y'all this, right? You've taken off the old man and put on the new man before. You've taken off the old woman and you've put on the old new woman before, right? What's the example? A job. All of us have left a job for a better job or a more satisfying or more fulfilling job, right? What had to happen? We had to put in a 2-week notice, right? But our mind, our spirit, everything about us has already went to the new facility. Oh, I like how they received me. They gave me this desk. Everybody welcomed me. They seem to all be working together as a team. I love the environment. I love the energy. And then, of course, it's giving you higher pay. You know what I mean? It comes with bells and whistles and accoutrements and all the trappings, right? But you still got to do 10 more days in the old facility, right? So what's happening? You're there physically doing whatever your task is, whether it's, information systems, whether you're a manager, supervisor, whatever the case may be. And you can't wait till those 10 days is up so you get to your new job, right? Where you want to be, where you get more satisfaction and more fulfillment out of doing the job. So we've left an old job and gotten a better job, okay? All right? All of us have traded in a car before, right? And got a new car. What happened? You had to clean out the car. You had to take out all your personal belongings, right? What happened? You gave them the key in the car. They gave you a new key in a new car, right? You was happy, right? All right. So then the next one is all of us have at least once left a relationship, right? If I'm the boy, me and the girl parted ways, right? What happened? We thought we were sad for a little bit. We thought that person was the best thing since sliced bread. But what happened? You met another girl or another boy, right? But you couldn't. I know some people are doing this, but just really feel me on the principle and the concept. You know, I know some people are holding two people down or whatnot, but what I'm saying is that you couldn't hold that old relationship and get the new relationship. Hopefully, I'm making sense. All right. All right. So we left the job. We we
So
we,
what's
we
up,
traded
Finley?
in a car, and we've left the relationship and entered into a new relationship. Right. So then the last one, all of us, you know, we had to probably start out with an apartment. We, you know, we went to college or we first got 18, we got this apartment, right? And we enjoyed it for the 10 months, or 12 months, or 13 months, whatever the lease was, right? And then we found a better apartment, right? You know what I'm saying? Where the music ain't loud. You know what I mean? It's better quality cars, it's a better environment, better energy, people dress nicer and all of that. But what had to happen? You had to clean up the old apartment, take out all your possessions, right? Turn in the key, right? And then what happened? You inherited a new key in a new apartment, right? What happened? You moved your belongings into there and you begin to dwell, reside, and live out of that space. You dig? So, for examples, right? You traded in an old car, got a new car, gave a 2 week notice, left a job you didn't like and went to a better job, right? Left an old relationship, entered a new relationship, right? And then you left an apartment for a bigger and better apartment. That's taking off the old man, putting on the new man, taking off the old woman, putting on the new woman. Passing it back to you, Big Abundant. Man, this is going good.
It's going good, man. We just flowing. Hey, so this came to pass yesterday. I think I had uploaded a video to YouTube. I shot it to Dwight. He was like, "Hey, I got this idea. We need to go live, and we just need to talk." Like, and he said, "We've been reading these books. We've been doing these things. We need to get on here and get the people. We just need to talk." And less than 24 hours later, here we are, just talking. So, if you hear, I don't believe it's by accident. I think it's by divine order that you hear under the influence of these voices. It's not an accident, but you got to put this stuff into action. You got to put this stuff into action. I tell like it's a form you fill out before we even get to a session. I ask you, are you willing to invest your time, energy, and finances into your change? If you check no on that question, you're not gonna make it to your session because I'm gonna counsel it. You got to put your time and energy into this stuff. You and you gotta learn how to control your thoughts. You got to. Either you can control your thoughts or your thoughts are going to control you. But everything you desire, everything you want is on the other side of controlling your thoughts. Everything you want is on the other side of controlling your thinking. Being able to allow yourself to grow. And Dwight, earlier you were talking about those subconscious beliefs, those beliefs that you don't even know you got. You got to watch out for them. I had a young lady, we were working together for about 4 months. She wanted to lose some weight. And she eventually did. But for the first month and a half we were working together, the scale did not move. In fact, it went up a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, listen, like Ike said, you don't lose with the stuff I use. Like what's going? Like we had to do a deep dive, and through the process of doing our deep dive, what we discovered is she had two other friends that she associated with, been hanging out since high school, and they were all heavier people. And she had a subconscious belief that if she lost the amount of weight she wanted to lose, that these two girls weren't going to be her friend anymore. And when we dealt with that subconscious belief, she started melting away. Like she literally started melting away. But she was, and this is the crazy part about it. She was going to the gym, working with a trainer. She was like, Big Abundant, I swear to you, I'm not eating nothing I'm not supposed to eat. I'm drinking my water. I'm doing everything my trainer tell me to do. Like she was working with me, a dietitian, and a trainer. She's like, I'm doing everything that every last one of y'all telling me to do. I say, well, baby, if you're doing all that, it can't be nothing but this stopping. Can't be anything but this. And just with a little bit of digging, it was that one subconscious belief hanging up all her results. We got rid of that belief and we replace it with the belief that real friends are real friends, big or thin. Real friends are real friends. That's the affirmation that I put in her. Real friends are real friends, big or thin. Real friends are real friends, big or thin. And she ran through the affirmation. We got that belief out of the way, and weight started falling off. That's the reason you work with the coach, because sometimes it ain't what to do, it's doing it from the proper mindset. It's doing it with the right intentions, and it's nuances. Like it's this law of attraction stuff, this law of vibration. These laws are simple, but they're nuances to them, and that's why you work with people like Dwight, because he understands the nuances. He coaches this thing at a, you know how you got like different levels of sport. You got junior high, you got high school, you got college, and you got the pro. You're talking to pros when you start working with real coaches. All coaches not created equal. I'll be the first to tell you that. All coaches aren't created equal. And in fact, these days, everybody calling themselves a coach of some sort. But it's people who can spot those nuances and be like, oh, you, yeah, you did it right, but you ain't feel it right, and can help you make those quick, small shifts. Like I'm talking about small little pivots. Like you think about the story 3 feet away from gold. Y'all familiar with 3 feet away from gold? He stopped drilling 3 feet away from it, sold it to somebody else who bought in a professional. And it was like, oh, hold on, right here. He like, how you know that? Time, experience, thousands of books, thousands of courses, thousands of hours invested in it. Can you figure this stuff out by yourself? Of course you can. But it takes time. And it can be a good time. But love yourself from where you at and get some clear goals out in front of you. You can't hit a target that don't exist. Can't hit a target that don't exist. But what you got to add in here, Dwight?
Yeah, to add on to the Target example that I gave, if we in Atlanta, right, 285 north and south, there's a concrete barrier between the highways going different ways, right? Well, I stopped by to tell you today that there's no concrete barrier between you and your desires or your dreams. What's in between you and your desires and your dreams is unbelief, worry, indecision, and doubt, which crystallizes into fear, right? Fear and then resistance. If you move that, you go straight to your desire or dream. Time is a man-made construct. You need to just lose that. You might as well just start operating off the military time, because ain't no time in God. You know what I mean? See, you the God of your reality. You the goddess of your reality. And, this is what Neville was trying to show you. See, God don't know lack. God don't know losing. God don't know being sad and depressed. Like, God is patient because God knows he already has everything. So it is with you. You should know you already have everything, male or female, because you can't have something that you don't already have. That's why Big Abundance daughter is advanced. She skipped a couple steps.
Yeah, Daddy, when I get it,
for you to have it, in order for you to have it, you have to already have it. I hope I'm making sense. If you don't already have it, you'll never have it. See, that's what I'm saying. Another thing is, I'm gonna give y'all the big 9 in a minute, +2. You gotta be, the only time you can create is now, right here with me, Big Abundant. Like, you should be calling out cars, you should be calling out amounts of money, you should be calling out opportunities, collaborations, contracts, all of that, but you're not aware. See, that's why you need to link up with Big Abundant and get hypnotized, so you can realize and recognize and bring to fruition what's already yours, because the kingdom is yours. But Jesus said you won't receive unless you be like a little child. So you got to
be
go
like
back.
Raleigh.
You got to go back. You got to go back to being 7, because that's why, like Bruce Lipton and all those guys tell you, show me the child to age 7, and I'll show you the adult. See, a lot of y'all don't understand why y'all running into what y'all running into is because a 7-year-old is running your adult life, but not the 7-year-old that should be running it, the lower self. You need the 7-year-old authentic self to run your life. Then you'll start manifesting Porsches, Ferraris, dream homes, and gated communities, model dates, or some of y'all might want a Tyson Beckford or Boris Kudjoe, whatever you want. Just put in your order. Just put in your order. You know what I mean? Somebody might want a Beyonce or Rihanna or a lookalike, a clone, whatever. What I'm saying to you is that you're going to have to be awakened. Big abundant will awaken you, right? So here's the big 9, right? Awareness, right? Right? Concept of self, right? Being present now. Vulnerability, right? Recognizing that you need help, right? Being emotionally available, right? Desire, desire. Imagination, imagination. Mindset, and then understanding your thought power. When you start looking at these resources, because we're always, all of us are operating with the same resources, right? Mindset, skill set, tool set, action set, execution set, right? This is what you're using. How are you using this? You're either using your 5 senses, because here's the battle. The battle is the imagination versus the 5 senses. A lot of y'all, just like y'all do, y'all raise up y'all's problem and make it bigger than your God. God has never lost a battle. He don't even know defeat.
Never.
But what you
Undefeated.
need to do, see, God won't do what you can do. He does what you can't do. But what you need to do is shrink your problem and blow your own self up. Step into your power, embody it, immerse yourself, saturate your mind with your abilities. Believe in yourself. In other words, believe in yourself. I told you earlier, if you don't believe in yourself, you disqualify anybody else from being able to believe in you.
Big
Like
facts.
Neville is telling you, it's not enough to believe in God. You got to believe as though you are God. You got to believe as though you are Jesus. Jesus said he thought it not robbery to put himself on the level with God. Right. Then he said, these miracles and more besides shall you do, right? He didn't say signs will proceed. He said signs will follow. Whatever you believe becomes true for you, right? Whatever you choose to believe, whether it is actually true or it is not actually true, becomes your truth. Pass it back to you, Big Abundant.
Man, you just reminded me. You just reminded me. One day we on TikTok. We was on TikTok with another good friend of mine who's heavy in this stuff, man. Heavy into this stuff. But somebody in the comments being smart said, so you literally think you saying I could think my way into the NBA? And I took a deep breath, getting ready to answer the question. He was like, no, big, I got this one. He said, what do you think everybody in the NBA has been thinking about since they were literally 5 years old? Why do you think they were sacrificing, hanging out, and going to the gym and shooting 1,000 shots a day? What do you think was the motivating factor in doing all that? He said, now, could you at 28 think yourself into the NBA? Probably not, because it's other people who've been thinking about it since they were 5. They got the law of attraction and picked up way more momentum than you. But if you would have started at 5 and this is all you've thought about every day, and the thoughts led you to take the actions and the actions led you to get the results, the end goal is the NBA. And I'm like, man, I'm so glad he jumped out there and answered it, because I was trying to hit him with some science, but he just gave him a real life example. Like, what do you think the people in the NBA have thought about their whole entire life?
I'm glad you brought that up. Can I bring some juice in here, some energy? I want them I want them to know that I'm a real Michael Jordan fan, that I'm not just talking about it.
Go for it.
Let's see.
And you got some comments down here, man. Kenley say you speaking the gospel. He said he asked a 10-year-old what they wanted to do when they got older. Without hesitation, he said play pro basketball. He now is a college ball player through manifest.
Wow, yeah. Here we go. Let's bring some juice in here then.
Bring it in.
This was titled Trophies Part 6.
I'm finna hit the bathroom break. I'm gonna mute up.
Okay. And dedicated myself to doing the work. I always desired to play at my highest level possible and compete against the best to see how I would fare and rank. Because I genuinely love the game of basketball with all my heart. I required that I be the best basketball player that I could possibly be for the respect and love of the game. And with every fiber of my being, I can say I truly was in love with the game, and I love the game of basketball. It was then and still is now in my heart. In college, I played against some of the best talent Division I basketball has ever seen. Akeem Olajuwon, Wyman Tisdale, Patrick Ewing, Ralph Sampson, Lynn Byatt, Dominique Wilkins, Clyde Drexler, Mark Price, Sleepy Floyd, John Sally, Steve Alford, I am the 1982 Atlantic Coast Conference Freshman of the Year. I am a member of the University of North Carolina 1982 championship team. I am a 1983 unanimous first team All-American selection. I am a 1984 unanimous first team All-American selection. I am the 1984 winner of the Dr. James Naismith Award. I am a 1984 winner of the John Wooden Award. I am a 1984 basketball team Olympic gold medalist. And I am the third overall NBA pick in the 1984 draft selected by the Chicago Bulls. In the NBA, from an offensive standpoint, I avoided no one. I went through the best defensive players, most physical defenders. I went through some of the most fierce and toughest defensive players the league has ever seen. Alvin Robinson, Joe Dumars, Dennis Rodman, Charles Oakley, Adrian Dantley, Darrell Walker, Mitch Richmond, Mike Cooper, Sidney Moncrief, Terry Cummings, Rodney McCray, John Starks, Bernie Maxwell, Gary Payton, Ricky Pierce, Anthony Mason, Dale Davis, Anthony Bonner, Charles Oakley, Charles Smith, Stacey Osmond, Rick Mahorn, Bill Laimbeer, Antonio Davis, and Bobby Fields, to name a few. In the NBA, from a defensive standpoint, I wasn't let off the hook. I had to guard the best players every night. Some of the elite and best scorers and shooters and playmakers the league has ever seen. Irvin Magic Johnson, Larry Legendary Bird, Julius Dr. J. Irvin, Isaiah Thomas, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, Dominique Wilkins, Dale Ellis, Alex English, John Stockton, Mark LeBron, Bernard King, Reggie Miller, Grant Hill, Dale Carey, Chris Mullin, Tim Hardaway, Jason Kidd, Jamal Mashburn, Kenny Hardaway, Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, and Glenn Rice. I am a one-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year. I am a three-time NBA Steals Leader. I am a nine-time NBA All-Defensive First Team member. I am a 10-time NBA Scoring Champion with 7 consecutive scoring titles. I am a 10-time All-NBA First Team selection. I am a world-famous Dream Team member, starter, and 1992 Olympic gold medalist. I am a 13-time All-Star starter with 14 All-Star selections. I am a 3-time All-Star MVP. Trophies. I got 5 NBA regular season MVPs. I got 6 finals MVPs, and I got 6 rings. That's my rewards and awards for that. And then I got a poem that's like 1 minute.
Okay.
No cap. Everybody gave up on me. Everybody was talking about me.
All right, here we go. This one's like just 1 minute, I think. This one's titled Number 23. Yo, it's D. Lee here to talk about number 23. He defied gravity so extraordinarily on his way to winning 6 trophies. We don't even have to talk about money, obviously, because he had an annual $10 billion impact on our economy. This dude was a one-of-a-kind bad man, and I am his biggest fan. Stop it with all the comparisons. Kobe, LeBron, ain't none. MJ was an artist on the court like Mozart, who created high-quality art and had fun. His work ethic was supernatural, and he greatly loved dad, siblings, and mom. In performing, he was a phenomenon, often leaving the opposing team and fans stunned. Classic example in the Air Jordan 1s. April 20th, 1986, he dropped 63 on the Celtics in the world-famous Boston Garden.
Yeah, I like that. He was an artist on the court like Mozart. That's
nice.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah. Thank you for that. That gentleman that plays basketball, if he wants to, today is his day. I want to give him a Zoom call. I'm going to tell him exactly what he should do to take his game to the next level. So I don't know if you have a way to contact him or not. If he can just email me, we'll set up a Zoom call. I'm going to bless his game. I was a phenomenal high school basketball player on a whole nother level. So I can really give him some tips and pointers.
For sure. Man, thought does it, man. Thought does it.
Thought is like God. Thought is like God. It's creating everything.
everything, man. Like I think about when I was first like starting in this line of work, and the schedule empty and it's scary. But looking back on it, my fear of the empty schedule is what kept the schedule empty for as long as it did. I didn't accept the abundance till I felt like I had put enough work in. When I felt like, okay, I've put the work in, I've did this, I've did that, I've checked these boxes, now it should be full. Magically, that's when it got full. But it wasn't like a gatekeeper waiting on me to check boxes. It was me waiting on, I felt worthy of the full schedule. The instant I felt worthy of the full schedule, the schedule started filling up.
Can you give Kenley my YouTube and my email to give it to the gentleman?
Hey, for sure, for sure. Kenley, we follow each other on, I know we follow each other on YouTube. We friends on either TikTok or Instagram. One of them. I'll shoot it to you.
Yeah, and adding on to what you said, like you can't work for it. Jesus already worked for it. You don't
Yeah.
got to work for it. All you got to do is allow and receive. But that's what I'm talking about. That's where the deservability, the believability, and the worthiness comes in.
Yeah, man. But I was blocking it out. And I was like, okay, as soon as I do this, I'm gonna do it. And it was always another step until I decided it wasn't. Now I didn't quit working on my craft. I'm still going to school. I'm still taking courses. I'm still being mentored and investing in me. I spend $1,000 every year on personal development. But I stopped tying my success to, okay, I got to take this course. And like, no, I don't. I can
No.
I got all of that now. Now I'm still gonna keep growing because that's what I'm here to do. It's expansion. But I don't gotta quit putting your blessings on hold based on a physical piece of paper on the wall, based on a physical person. Besides, you can feel good now. You can feel pretty now. You don't gotta have nobody besides you telling you pretty. In fact, they show up so much quicker when you learn how to compliment yourself. They show up so much quicker. The clients show up so much quicker when you learn how to feel like they're already there. When you learn to feel valuable with the empty calendar. I could have an empty calendar, go live, feeling valuable. That calendar ain't gonna be empty for long. But if the calendar is empty and I jump on live down and out with the empty calendar, the calendar gonna stay empty? It's your own feeling that getting away, man. That's all we've been saying this entire live.
Man, I don't care if nobody don't show up. From here on out, I'm teaching this stuff, man. I'm telling you.
For sure.
It's nothing. It don't give me the feeling that I had in basketball. That was the only thing I wanted to do, but it gives me a feeling close. And I'm just gonna teach this stuff, man. What people do with it, that's not on me.
It's up to you.
Yeah, this is amazing. This is amazing. Something else I wanted to hit. Yeah, the believability, deservability, and worthiness. Nothing that me and Big Abundant is saying is not going to benefit you or serve you if you don't practice self-love and self-care. Now, self-love includes self-care, but self-care does not include self-love. What am I talking about? I know some of y'all are thinking, getting your nails done and getting a spa, or, dude might want to go hit golf balls to release stress or whatever. You do have to treat yourself, on payday, do something nice for yourself, because you're putting your energy, you're putting your effort, you're putting your mind power into doing whatever it is you're doing, whether you're fully doing it and enjoying it or not. You know what I'm saying? But the most important things that you're going to have to begin to do is love yourself, right? What am I talking about? How do you feel about yourself? How are you thinking about yourself? What are you saying about yourself, and what are you saying to yourself? You got to constantly evaluate and reevaluate these things, right? Because life, reality, experiences is all about how you view yourself, right? How you view others, and how you view your universe. That's where it's all coming from. Stuff doesn't come out of the blue. It's coming up out of you, right? So we're all working with thoughts, emotions, and words, inner story and outer story, right? No one can do anything for you. All we can do is assist you, right? We can present you with information, right? But you have to actively participate with, the framework, right? So no one can incarnate your body and think for you. No one can incarnate your body and, express emotions, feelings, and sensations for you. No one can get inside of you and tell your story that you're telling yourself across the 8 or 9 areas, key areas of your life, right? No one can get inside of you and believe for you. No one can get inside and perceive for you. No one can get inside of you and establish the disciplines for you to form the habits and behaviors that you need to succeed. No one can expect for you. And then, of course, no one can take actions for you, right? This is what equals your results. This is what equals your outcomes. This is what equals your output. This is what equals your harvest and your yields. So you guys are waiting for somebody to come do something for you. It's impossible. It would violate all of the laws that God set in place.
All of it.
It can't happen. Your ancestors, angel gods, Jesus, God himself is not coming to do anything for you. It's all you. And Big Abundant is equipping you with the tools and necessary resources and the instructions on how to get it done. Flat out get it done. Passing it back to you, Big Abundant.
Just gotta do it, man. Piggybacking off what you said, like what's his name? Newton. He didn't create gravity, he discovered gravity.
Yeah.
It's already here. It's your job to discover it and to allow it to manifest. We didn't create electricity, we discovered electricity. It was here from the beginning. God already created everything. He created everything already. Our job is to, when I get it, when I get it, and get so wrapped up in the when I get it. Stay away from that tree of good and evil. That ain't the tree you need to be eating off of. Focus on the abundance. When you start focusing on lack, you mess around and get kicked out of the garden. You focus on the one thing that you focus on, the one piece that you ain't got, and this piece you ain't even supposed to have. But when you focus on all the things you got, better. I already got a laptop. I already got a phone. I already got the idea. That's the most important part of the whole. If you got the idea for the business, you got the business. If you got the idea for the car, you got the car. If you got the idea, you already 99% of the way there.
Yeah.
The atom is 99% empty space. You already, if you got the idea, you 99% of the way there. Don't get wrapped up over the 1% when you 99% of the way there. Go ahead.
I'll just interject real quick because when you hit me with
Go for it.
let me drop this gem in there. I know most of y'all ain't never heard this before, but I'm gonna give it to you. See, that taught you lack right there. The tree of good and evil, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could have went to a blackberry tree, a
Apple
lemon
tree, orange tree,
raspberry tree. Why did it go to the tree of good and evil? That's lack. Like there's innumerable amounts of trees, and you pick the one tree that he told you not to mess with, right? That's what we're doing, right? Big Abundant gave y'all a gem. Y'all didn't catch it. It flew over your head, but I'm going to bring it back. You putting your attention on the NSF charge instead of being distracted by, hey, I got 3,600 in my account. I got 3,600 in my account. Your dominant thoughts express. It's automatic. You just think the thought, think the thought, think the thought, think the thought. Affirm the thought, affirm the thought, affirm the thought. Visualize the thought, visualize the thought, visualize the thought. Script about the thought, script about the thought, script about the thought. Do an imaginary act that implies you have the desire. Do an imaginary act that implies you have the desire. Do an imaginary act that implies you have the desire, right? Then journal. Even Oprah Winfrey journals. Journal about your desires and dreams.
Hold on. About what?
Your desires and dreams.
I have people bring their journals in the session. I'm like, I can't read this. It's depressing. Like, stop journaling about what you don't want.
Yeah, the desires and the dreams. This is what I don't understand. You already got that result. Like if you got a bill and you can't pay it, you don't need to be focused on the bill. You need to be generating some ideas on how to get some revenue, some profit, some income, some surplus.
I just saw an interview with Deion Sanders, and they was asking I can't remember the question that they asked him leading up to it, but his answer was amazing. He said, most people wait till they go to sleep to dream. I dream while I'm awake. He said, because growing up, he was like, I knew nobody wasn't coming to my games to cheer for me. Mom was at work. Like, family was busy. Nobody was coming to watch me play. So I had to get this person inside of me that could hype me up. I don't need your applause. I don't need your accolades. I don't need none of that. I had to learn how to cheer me on to be a dog. He was like, but that carried on in other areas of my life. I'm dreaming all day long. I don't wait till I go to sleep to dream. And I encourage y'all to get some of that big Deion energy, man. Don't wait till you go to sleep to dream. You should be dreaming all day long. And that's why he was able to take that program and do what he did. And it ain't his name that's doing. It's the fact that he made those boys believe in themselves. That's what Dion's secret weapon is: the power of belief.
Yeah, yeah,
That's any good coach. A good coach, a good teacher, a good preacher, a good motivational speaker, a good therapist, a good counselor is a person that can get you to believe in you.
yeah,
And once you believe in you can call it hypnosis, you can call it coaching, you can call it preaching, you can call it counseling. Once you believe in you, you're going to go out and do that thing that you really desire to do.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, you gotta believe. I'm telling you, if you don't believe in yourself, you gotta disqualify everybody else from being able to believe in you. That's what Dion just showed you. That's
yeah.
what Dion just showed you.
What we got here? Belief is the greatest tool you can use to help others. Prime time at its finest. For sure, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure, for sure. I like how Ike put it. The best thing you can do for a sick person is to be a good example of what health look like. The best thing you can do for a broke person is be an example of what wealth of what wealth look like. To show them what's possible when you put a little bit of belief on it, man. And he ain't belief can grow.
yeah,
Like I don't want to make the mistake of making you think that you gotta just the first time you try to believe that thought, the first time you try to tackle that thought that you've been working on for 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, that thought might slap you upside the head the first time. What I am saying, if you just keep going back to that thought, keep coming back with the positivity, eventually that positive thought is going to outweigh that negative thought. You're going to starve it to death. They got an old story. They say if you got a kingdom and you got two lions, you got an evil lion and a good lion, which one going to get the biggest? The one you feed. People, a lot of times I ask people that they go the evil one. I go, why? Because he gonna be eating people and he gonna be doing the one that you feed is gonna get the biggest. So you got a negative thought, you got a positive thought. Which one gonna get the biggest?
yeah.
The one you
So,
feed.
so yeah, exactly. The thought of doubt, I can't pay the $3,000 bill, and the thought of supreme confidence, I can pay the $3,000 bill. Neither one of them carries weight. It's
Neither
whichever
one.
one you pay most attention to.
Whichever
So
one you pay
people,
most
you got
attention to.
people, you got people like they shrink their money before it even hits the account. I'm already broke, right? But the direct deposit don't hit to 2 a.m. on Friday. See, you see what I'm saying? They already visualizing running out. They got that running out image. They
Yup.
got that running out image. They got that running out image. They got that running out image. Then they got that scarcity mentality. No matter how much money you give them, it's not enough. So it all
Mhm.
spins the same way, very, very rapidly.
For sure, for sure. For sure, for sure, man. But thinking made it so.
Think it made it so.
Thinking made it so. As a man thinking, so is he, man. But
Yeah.
man, we've been having a good time in here, y'all. We open for Q&A. We
Yeah,
open
let's
for
open it
this.
up.
We open for discussion, man.
Yeah, let's get involved. Let's get involved.
Yeah, y'all sitting here watching us like we a podcast. If y'all want a podcast, let us know. We streaming because we want to talk to y'all. But if y'all want a podcast, we can make it happen. we can talk. We can see what we can cook up. But man, I had an amazing time. I got some notes over here. I got some learning over here. But yeah, y'all ain't got nothing to say down here. Hey Kenley, I see your last comment was at 12:34. 1, 2, 3, 4. You still here? Oh, thanks for being here. Appreciate you for being here. But yeah, we just hanging out, man. At this point, you got anything else you want to throw in there, Dwight?
Nah, I was wanting some questions, but we gonna hit them a few times. We gonna get this information out to y'all. And see, here's the thing. You can't run and hide. See, when you get this type of information, you become accountable for it. You become responsible for it. So if
Oh,
things foul up in your life, it's why? Because you've been presented with the information, the truth.
oh, wait. And take this with you. It's all your fault. And that's good news. That's good news. Because let's say my life ain't the way I want it to be, and it's Dwight's fault. Can't nothing change in my life till Dwight do something different. And if Dwight ain't willing to do something different, guess who life ain't finna change? Mine. So I don't want it to be Dwight's fault. I want it to be my fault. Because I mean, if it's my fault, I'm the only one that got to change for everything else to change. Everything that didn't work out in my life was 100% my fault, and I won't have it no other way. It's my fault. It's the invisible thoughts that I can't see that did it. It's all my fault. Let's see. We got some down here. What we got? Yes, sir. Yeah, I hear about the experiment with rice negativity versus positivity proof the negative. Oh yeah, I did hear about that experiment. I heard about a similar one with some corn as well. But yeah, talking different to stuff controls how it grows apparently, and, and how it affects itself, man.
I want to give two examples that everybody can take with them too. The first one is a clean take a clean glass of water, right, from the faucet, right, and just take a little bit of Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola, or Pepsi, right. One drop of that cola will turn that glass of water dark, right? But it would damn near take that whole glass of water to make that little bit of Coca-Cola or whatever dark soda become light, right? Then another example is get a pencil in a clean glass of water and just stir it. This is why your internal dialogue, your inner conversation, your self-talk, your conscious outer suggestion, or your mental diet is so important. Because you can pull that pencil out of there and the water keeps swirling. So when you say something to yourself and you think something, you think that you're just doing it once. Nah, that ain't what's happening. That thing is going over and over again. So when you look at your results, Big Abundant gave you great direction. It's your fault. You thought that. You felt that. You said that, right? You believed for that. You expected that. That's what it is.
And the scriptures say all things work to those who look for those who love the Lord, those who love the law, those who love the word. Like, it gotta work for you.
Yeah.
It gotta work for you, man.
And everything works. And everything works
Everything
all
works
the time. When you say
all the
it's
time.
not working, that just means that it's not working in your favor, and it's going to bring you
Right.
the undesired.
It ain't working for you right now. It's working on you right now. Sometimes it's working on you instead of working for you.
Yeah.
But you helped me remember another metaphor that we used to use a lot. Like and the stuff that's not working, it's an illusion. Darkness is nothing within itself. It's an illusion. Like I got switches in this office that I can flick. I got a switch I can flick. I can add light into this office. I can't add darkness to this office. The only way to get darkness in the office is to block out the light.
Mm-hmm.
When the earth get dark, it's just turned its back on the sun. Darkness is not anything except for the absence of light. Broke is not anything except for the absence of abundance. Health, being sick is the absence of health. All this negative stuff is the absence of the thing you want. It's nothing within itself. Stop focusing on the absence of it and focus on it. It's not real. They throw away more food in some parts of the world than the rest of the world could even stand to eat. It's not where the money going? They loading it up on ships, flying it out of here. Somebody got some money, and I've made a decision. I'm gonna have some of that.
Mm-hmm.
Health, I'm gonna have some of that. It's your thinking that makes it so.
Facts.
The first disciple that was called to order was Simon. The hearing. Got to call the disciples to order, and it starts with your hearing. Get some of this in you on a regular basis. Get on Dwight YouTube channel. Start your morning off. Faith comes by hearing. The reason you have no trouble experiencing lack because you didn't heard so much of it. You've been hearing it your whole life. That's why it's so easy for you to wrap your mind around lack. That's why it's so easy to wrap your mind around the fact that people, you can't count on people. And they're always going to find a way to do you wrong because you've been exposed to that and you've been hearing it for so long. But what if this type of talk became the dominant thing that you were hearing?
Yeah.
You know how you say things depending on where you work and the type of job you hold. You when you go to work, you don't have to change the way. You don't have to try to talk different. You don't have to try to be. You automatically go in there and you pick and you morph into something else. Then you go out, get in your car, and you morph back into. But when you change your environment, you change you.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't gotta physically change your environment to change your environment. Y'all know Malcolm X became Malcolm X inside of a jail cell. He went to jail as this dude they used to call Detroit Red. And he came out as Malcolm X. Malcolm X wasn't built at a college. Malcolm X was built in a jail cell. Wrap your mind around that. He changed his mind. As he changed his mind, he changed him. And through changing him, he changed the course of history. But it all starts with you. And all you got to change is it's easy to change your mind. Easy to change your mind. You might think it's gonna take a lot of work. It's gonna take focus and concentrating is some of the hardest thing. Learning how to concentrate is one of the hardest things in life. I'm talking from personal experience. Like when I heard Bob Proctor say he get a book and he sit it on his desk, he might not turn off of that page for 2 months. He just read that page every day. I said, "Ooh, I'm gonna start doing that." About 2 days into the process, my brain was like, "We done read, we done read this. We done read this. I already know what's coming next." But oh man, fighting through it and just getting the discipline I got alone from being able to take a page and say, I'm studying this page every day for the next 30 days. I don't know why something inside of me is telling me it's something in this page that I need to let marinate. Learning how to narrow down my focus. And as bad as I want to turn that page and get to the whole, I want to get through the book. So many people, I tell them, I read that book. I read that book, man. I got books. I've been reading some of the same books for the past 15 years. I'm probably gonna be reading them 15 years. One of my students that I mentored, he really wants to get good at hypnosis. So I gave him a book. He came back a day and a half later. It's like, what's the next book? I was like, you gotta read. I said, you gotta read the first one. Oh, I read that. It's like ain't no effing way. You might have touched every word and ran it, but I ain't no way you done put Milton Erickson whole library, like whole process in your mind in a day. And ain't no way, Captain. Go, you finna spend a month on this book. 6 months, really, but at least a month on this book. I read it. I promise you, I read it. Ask me some questions. So I went deep. Oh, I don't know. You go read the book. Like, stop rushing through stuff just to say you did it. I give homework in between sessions. And sometimes I look at the homework like, man, you did this 5 minutes before you came. Like this, you didn't put no thought in it. The purpose of the homework is not to just make you do homework. I'm not a teacher. I don't just want to give you no homework. The purpose of the homework is for multiple times in between our meeting, you're disciplining your mind. You're sending your mind to that place where you want to go. Because you see me once a week, you're going to get this 4 times a month. But if you're doing the daily assignments, you're going to get this 30 times a month. Which one you think going to pick up the most momentum? 30 times a month or 4 times a month? And when you only doing it when you with me, we spending every session undoing everything you did in the last week. Because you done went 7 days without doing this type of thinking and hanging with the people who taught you how to think the way that you was thinking when you came to see me.
Yeah.
When you get in the scripture, Jesus, he healed that blind man. He said, don't go that way. Go that way. If you go back over there, those people gonna convince you that you're blind again. Mm-hmm. So that's what a repetition, because you got 5 laws of suggestibility. The second one is what we call the law of repetition. Dwight, several times a day, he said, I'm gonna tell you that 2 more times. He giving it to you 3 times for a reason. He giving it to you 4 times for a reason. It ain't because he just want to hear himself talk. That's not the reason. Repetition. Faith comes by what?
Hearing.
Faith comes by hearing. Faith comes by hearing. So I know a lot of this stuff probably sound repetitive, but we're saying it so it can be get in your subconscious, so it can get in your heart. Because what Neville say, what's in your conscious mind is what you know. What's in your subconscious mind is who you are. Mm-hmm. Who you are. You could take an apple seed and you could write orange on it. You could write orange seed on it. But when you put it in the ground, it can't do nothing but become an apple tree, because that's what it is at a subconscious level. An acorn can't be nothing but an oak tree. Mm-hmm. It can't be, you can call it whatever you want, but what's in its subconscious, what God sent to here programmed to do is to become an oak tree. That's all it can do. It can't do nothing else. Now, you as a human, you can pick the goal, but whatever you get the option to what you impress in your subconscious. You get choice in the matter. But once you choose something, you're going to express that from a subconscious level. You can choose failure. You can choose success. Like this how limitless we are. We so free that we can choose bondage. Wrap your mind around that.
Yeah.
Wrap your mind around that. We so free that we can choose bondage. And we so creative. We so smart. I could blame it on the government. I could blame it on the color of my skin. I could blame it on my ancestors and I'm being punished for their sins. I could blame it on the white. He got too many clients, so it ain't none left for me. I can find, if that's my goal, if I'm looking for somebody to blame it on, I'm going to find somebody to blame it on. But if I'm looking for a solution, I'm going to find, you're going to find what you're looking for. Dwight was talking about the reticular activation system earlier. Let's talk about what that is. Your reticular activation system, it runs right up the back of your brain. And what it does is it controls what's in your awareness. If I was in the store with my daughter and we got separated, and I remember my daughter had on yellow sundress jelly bean sandals, I'm going to start scanning looking for my daughter. And because I'm looking for my daughter, I'm looking for brown eyes, puff balls, and yellow sundress jelly bean sandals. They're really attractive woman that I probably would have noticed had I not been looking for my daughter. I'm going to look right through her. They're really tall, man. I'm like, man, he tall. I'm going to look right by him. 8 feet tall. No, I'm going to be, because that's not what I'm looking for. That's your reticular activation system at work. So imagine if even in the midst of a recession, I'm looking for clients. I ain't say what's the use. Ain't nobody got no money. I'm looking for clients. And because I'm looking for clients, I ain't even a nosy person. Every time I leave the house, I got these AirPods on. But I'm going to be in line at Starbucks. And my music, my audio book going to be switching chapters. And I'm going to hear somebody say, I'm thinking about trying hypnosis. I've tried everything else. I'm going to say, excuse me. Hey, I wasn't trying to be in your business, but I'm the greatest hypnotist alive. Like not even bragging. I was wondering, did you have any questions about hypnosis?
Yeah.
But that's how it happens. When your reticular activation system is trained to something, you notice it when you're not even looking for it. It's like when you get a new car or you start shopping for a new car, but you know the one you want. You start seeing that car everywhere. Man, ever since I decided I wanted this car, everybody got this car. It's the same amount of those cars out there. You just aware of it now. But when you've been focusing on failure, you could be in a room full of solutions. You're going to look right past the solutions and be like, see, told you it wasn't going to work. That's what you were looking for. That's what your reticular activation system was trained to. It was attuned to the frequency of failure. So the reason we repeat ourselves, the reason we want you to not just get this once and feel good and leave and never come back again is because we want your reticular activation system to be trained to this. We want you to be coming up with successful ideas on accident. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, I have a real hard time, and certain people, they know not to call me. My sister, she had something going on. I said, why you didn't call me? She called my girlfriend. She didn't call me. I said, why you didn't call me? She said, I wanted to vent. I didn't want a solution. Mm-hmm. I have a real hard time seeing problems.
Yeah.
Like you telling me I've had clients, well, I want to move here, but I ain't got the money to do it. And I just don't know how I'm gonna do it. You're a beautician, right? Yeah, you a heavily sought out beautician, right? Yeah, okay. When you want to leave, I want to be out here by the end of the month. It's 20 days left in the end of the month. Get on Facebook, get on Instagram, tell them you got 20 slots left. It's gonna be a $200 deposit to claim those last 20 spots. You leaving. So though you want these last 20 spots, tell them book these last 20 spots, put down a $200 down payment. There go your money. Like what it's not a problem. It's an algorithm. Mm-hmm. It's an algorithm. It's a miscalculate. Find what's the you really solving for X. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. you solving for X. I need this amount of money, this amount of time. I got these skills. You solving for X. Now you can frame it as a problem. I don't know if any of y'all know what NLP is, but it's this big book of processes and models that you use to influence yourself and others. But NLP breaks down to reframing and anchoring. Like that's NLP in a nutshell. Putting it in a different frame and assigning a different feeling that you get when you think about it. Like, you can spend thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars on learning NLP. And I'm not saying it's not worth it, but as somebody who done spent the thousands of dollars, I'm telling you, NLP breaks down to changing the narrative and changing the feeling in the body. That's what it breaks down to. If I can get you to see it different subconsciously, you're going to react different automatically. If when you think about cigarettes, you think about relaxing, you think about stepping outside and getting away from your boss, you're going to keep smoking. But if I get you to connect cigarettes with cancer and that annoying taste in the back of your mouth and smelling and having to stand outside in the middle of winter and smoke and having to be outside in the rain, you're not going to have to try to stop smoking no more than you got to try to laugh when you watch your favorite comedian. Think about it. You don't have to try to laugh when you watch something that you find funny. You don't have to try to feel sad when you watch a sad movie. If somebody call you a word that since you were a young child, people have told you were offensive, they call you a racial slur or the B word, and somebody then told you since you was about 3 years old, you don't let nobody that color call you this word. You ain't got to try to feel offended. They've already hypnotized you to be offended by certain things. But you can hypnotize yourself to get motivated when you saw a problem. What if instead of getting scared, you got curious? What if you never got scared again in your life? You just got curious. Damn, I need $3,000. I wonder how quick I can come up with this $3,000. What if you was asking yourself questions like that instead of what I'm gonna do when I get put out? Now you didn't put your reticular activation system on the case of figuring out what you're gonna do. It's like there go some boxes over there. You might want to keep those. We're gonna need those because you didn't already put your faith in get put out. Faith work no matter what you pointed at. Faith like a gun. It'll shoot good guys, bad guys. It'll shoot anything. People, man, I just ain't got no faith. Right now, you got your faith in your lack of faith. Like you always got faith in something. I want confidence. You always got confidence. You sometimes you confident in your failure. I ain't never met a person who wasn't confident in something. You want to be confident in you. You want to be confident in the process. Oh, I got you. We can fix that. But you confident in something. You got faith in something. We got to get you confident in the right something. We got to get your faith in the right something. And like the white said, your faith in God can only be as strong as your belief in you. Because God works through men. God gave dominion of the earth to men. That's why he sent Jesus. He not coming. that's why he sent Jesus. He's not coming. God is gonna work through you through an idea. God is gonna work for you by introducing you to somebody like the white. God is gonna work through you by you gonna get the perfect book. You gonna get somebody to speak life into you. God works through men. And if you waiting on God to come sit in your living room himself and tell you to start that business, you're gonna die waiting, and all that potential gonna die with you. God is not coming to hand deliver the message. The idea is that was God. That was God. The idea. Think about it. When you get your best ideas, you don't even be. Anytime you thinking real hard for a solution, you usually fighting a solution. You get your best. When I first came up with the idea to call myself Big Abundant, I wasn't trying to think of a name. I had been trying to think of a name for months. Like, what I'm gonna call myself? I was at a state of relaxation. I was listening to some music. And what song is it? This dude, I can't remember. He's like a gospel rapper or something. He was like, he was rapping in school, and teachers told him it was gonna lose his average. It was gonna lower his average. And he was like, well, thank God I ain't average. And I said, oh, I like that. Thank God I ain't average. And I just started meditating on the concept of thank God I ain't average. And then out of nowhere, it was like Young Abundant. Because I used to be Young Abundant before I was Big Abundant. But the idea when I was relaxed. I wasn't thinking. God handed me an idea, but he talked to me through that song. Then that song gave me the idea of Young Abundant. Then I started humaning. I got in my conscious mind. It's like, God, I'm in debt. I can't just call myself Young Abundant. God was like, why not? I was like, because I'm in debt. And then got in my Bible, and I came across the truth will set you free. Me being broke was the lie. But when I was like the prodigal son and I put my true title on, start calling myself Young Abundant, it didn't take long for the debt to dissipate. But I had the thinking had to go first. I know I just took y'all on a whole big roundabout, but I hope y'all hear what's being said. Man.
That's powerful because like when I got to the college company, because they call me Sudden Impact. So my radio broadcast and everything. That's what the SII is for. So manifest with SII power 2397. So they call me Sudden Impact. And I started saying, they just gave me the name. And I was like, why did y'all call me that? They said, man, because when you come around, the energy is incredible. They said things just start changing and rearranging. That's what they said.
Yep.
It's true. First day of college. They just start calling me Sudden Impact. Like, I didn't even know these people. I ain't never sat down and ate with them or nothing. They said, Sudden Impact. And I'm like, and it stuck with me ever since. That's crazy. So he telling y'all a true story. See, we ain't up here talking about no theory. See, we talking about proof. evidence, right?
Practice, wisdom,
Principles
felt falling.
work for
Yeah,
all people in all places at all times, or it's not a principle, right? If you find out the principles that Big Abundant is utilizing, that he's executing, only three things can happen: similar results, the exact same results, or even better results. It's only abundance. I mean, you're not in no competition. You have your own universe. You are the universe experiencing your own self. You're not in competition with nobody. That's why me and him can get in here in free flow. We saying the same thing.
same exact thing. And we've even shared clients. I've been in sessions with somebody, and they say, "Well, I did a session with Dwight last week, and great. I want you to get the repetition from anywhere anything that resonates will work. Like I ain't all the religions work. It's the one that you gonna stick with long enough to allow it to work. All the therapies work. It's the one that you gonna practice long enough and sit in long enough to work. Only thing that can stop any of it from working is the lack of belief.
And I want to drop some gems too. Big
Go
Abundant
for it.
gave y'all some stuff. So let's just go with Romans 10:17, right? Faith comes by hearing. I'm not talking about what churches taught you. Let's be clear. Right? I'm talking about the scripture, the text, the parable, right? It says faith comes by hearing, right? And I'm gonna give you an example to back it up, because it said that if you can find it in at least two places, it's a truth, right? So faith comes by hearing. So and hearing by the word of God. See, the church don't explain that to you. So here's how faith comes. Faith comes by you hearing your own self say what's going to happen, negative or positive. Then to back this up, see, a lot of y'all think that Jesus healed the woman with the issue of blood. It's not true. She healed her own self. Why? Because she painted the narrative. She told us the story that if I could but touch the hem of his garment, but if I could be touch the
Yeah,
hem of his garment, but if I could but touch the hem of his garment, but if I could but touch the hem of his garment, I will be made whole. That he felt it, and virtue went out of his
felt it.
body. But she healed herself. Big Abundant, if you can just touch Big Abundance energy, if you can just but touch Big Abundance words that he's speaking over you while you're in hypnosis, if you can but make contact with Big Abundant, you shall be made whole.
You on IG, Dwight? Somebody
Uh,
asking on Instagram.
they hijacked all three of my accounts. So yeah, I can't even get into Instagram. They took
He on YouTube though.
Yeah,
See,
get YouTube. I want everybody on my YouTube, and anybody that wants coaching. I want to get a free session with that basketball player, and I'm just gonna let y'all judge it for yourself. I'm gonna give him some information. If he applies it, he's gonna touch back with Big Abundant. He gonna say, "Man, the white gave me the real." So I want anybody that want to make contact with me, sign up for my YouTube. Big Abundant is gonna give y'all my email also. So if y'all want to get on a discovery session and find out more about me, we're gonna make it happen. But me and Big Abundant finna hit y'all with some stuff over the next couple days. We finna
for
put our
sure,
foot
for
on the
sure,
gas. We're not playing
for
with y'all.
sure.
We're gonna remove all of your excuses and all your rational lies. And I just want to talk to you about the manifestation process. You are a master manifester. The question is, are you manifesting what you don't desire, or are you manifesting what you do desire? Well, what I'm saying is, are you unconsciously manifesting what you don't want, or are you manifesting what you do desire, right? Here is my process. It's a real simple process, right? All of that stuff works. Robotic affirmations, visualizations, regular affirmations, scripting, imaginal act that implies that you have your desire, dwelling in the wish fulfilled. All of this works. Scripting, journaling, all of it works. But are you committed, or are you interested? That's the question you got to answer, right? So here's the process, right? With exquisite clarity, crystal clearness, identify your desire. I want this, right? Step 2, identify the version of yourself that already has it. Because if you don't have it, you ain't never going to have it. If you don't have it, you ain't never going to have it. If you don't already have it, you ain't never going to have it. It's an inside job.
The rich get
Number
rich, and the
3,
poor will lose the little they have.
number 3 is time, space, repetition. The thought, the affirmation, the visualization, the imaginal act with implication, right? scripting, journaling, right? Feeling how you would feel if you already have it. Then it's reiteration, and then persisting. I'm not talking about an outside persisting. I'm talking about an internal, an inner, an inside persisting, right? Just replay the thought, right? Put the mind movie in. Affirm it at intervals. In manifestation, you cannot force nothing. It's all allowing and it's receiving. It is what it is. You're always manifesting. You're never off. You're always on. You're always thinking. You're always feeling. You're always telling a story. You're always imagining. You're always perceiving. You're always expecting. And you're always acting.
Always. Always, man. Y'all gotta make some noise for that, man. Like, for real, for real. Y'all gotta make some noise. Y'all gotta make some noise. But yo, if y'all in here, y'all haven't followed all of the pages and stuff, follow me, follow Dwight. Like you can't get too much of this stuff, man. You can't get too much of this stuff. You can't get too much of this stuff.
No such thing.
The more you get, I've been studying this stuff. What, going on 16 years? You've been studying even longer than that. I'm still learning stuff.
Me too, man. Like Neville. Oh my God. I'm not even. I probably ain't even at 0.5% on Neville, man.
Man, listen. But hey, what'd be amazing though is you ever learned something as you were speaking? Like you say something, you're like, oh man, I ain't never said that with that level of clarity before. Or I ain't never. Like you're like, write that down. Like somebody get that for me. like cause that'd be the best. You just hit this frequency and it's like you just be downloading. You're like, oh man, that was good. Like I need, yeah.
The beautiful thing is basically what I'm doing, because I'll just tell you my story. I got cut 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. 9th grade, I'm averaging 25 points. I still don't know how. Right? You got cut 3 years in a row, and now you on varsity and you're averaging 25 points. You did. So what I want to say, the beautiful thing about this is that, man, what I was doing in basketball and I didn't know what I'm doing, the reason why I'm so fascinated with these learnings, right, what I've been studying all this time, is the unfoldment that I was doing this, but I didn't know what I was doing.
You there?
I'm here.
Okay, there we go. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying that little part about the reason why I'm so fascinated with it is because, like, I'm basically realizing and recognizing what I was doing in basketball, and that basically I was working with laws, but I didn't know what I was doing.
Mm-hmm. Man, I was watching one of these basketball documentaries, and it was like 3 different basketball players, and they was talking about how all of them grew like 6 or 7 inches in a summer. Mm-hmm. Like one summer, 6 or 7 inches.
I think that happened to Scottie Pippen.
I think he might have been one of them, but they was like, man, coach told me, like, if I want, I'm gonna have to be taller, like, but this to go as far as I wanted to go. And they was talking about how they just was seeing themselves as tall as they needed to be, seeing themselves in a summer. We talking 2-3 months, 7 inches. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, parents who clothing children, imagine your child growing 7 inches in 2 months. Like it's crazy, but believe, man, seeing it. Not what my ways are beyond your understanding. Not some people refuse to feel better till they know step by step how that's gonna work. How that's gonna listen.
Ain't gonna happen. Faith is involved.
You trying to put the manifestation before the thinking. It don't work like that.
God ain't gonna let you see it, because then you'll go off on an island by yourself and think you something great. Mm-hmm. So you ain't gonna know not how.
No man knows the time, nor the like. You're not gonna know. But if you refusing to move until you know, you just sitting still. It's like driving down a dark road with your headlights on. Yeah, you can only see about 50 feet in front of you. Mm-hmm. But just trust the 50 feet you can see, and as you go further, the light gonna extend further.
I've used
just
that
take
example
the step
a lot.
Yeah. Just that's trust powerful. What you can see. Trust that next step.
Yeah.
Trust that next step. A manifestation is a bunch of small manifestations.
Yeah, momentum.
The house. Yeah, the house. First, an architect had to draw up a blueprint. The first part of getting a house is somebody taking ideas and putting it to paper. And that's why journaling is so powerful. That's really the first step of taking something out of your head and introducing it to the physical world.
Yeah, it becomes
Now it's
real
some
when you
temp-
write it down.
Yeah.
It becomes real, solid.
Yeah, now you can see it, you can interact with it. Before every session, anybody who's ever worked with me, before we get started, I'm gonna make you send me a handwriting sample, because writing is what we call an idiomotor response. You decide what to write, you don't decide how to write it. You don't decide how hard to press down. You don't decide the amount of spacing you put between the letters. You don't even decide exactly where you're gonna start it on the page. Do the letters lean this way or do they lean this way? Are the E's, are the loops closed up or are they opened up? Are the L's closed tight, or all of that tells a story about how you perceive things, how you let things in, how you view lack, how you view abundance, are you a liar? Like, the handwriting tells a lot, because it's the subconscious expresses itself through the handwriting. So when you writing out those affirmations, you really doing a great hypnosis session, especially when you write so much it becomes second nature. Because like when you first start, about the 4 stages of learning. You got conscious incompetence, and you move through all these steps. But when you writing become one of your daily things, what eventually happens is your subconscious starts to take over. When you first start journaling, you be consciously journaling. But when you become when you see yourself as the type of person who journals, now it's a part of your self-image. And the thing about it is, when something become a part of your self-image, the conscious mind not running it no more. The subconscious mind is running it. Like, we've done the work of seeing ourselves as successful. Recession, no recession. It's the subconscious mind got that, got that. The ideals are gonna come. But that's why I encourage people to get what they writing, because when the subconscious take over the writing, oh man, you impressing yourself just through writing. Y'all got to work with us, man. Y'all got to tap in.
Oh yeah, man. Y'all got it. It's big abundance. I'm getting to see more big abundance, man. I'm spoiled now. I feel like I done been at Disney World. You know what I mean?
I feel the same, man. Giving, it's gonna be given. Press down, shaking together.
Yeah,
but man, I done took some notes, so don't be surprised when you hear me talking and you hear some of your stuff, because I got some good notes from you. Hey. I'm gonna shout you out though. That's what Amara.
It's like brotherly love, man. I'm excited. I love this. I just want to learn, bro. I don't even care. I just want to learn and learn and learn, and then share. Multiply.
For sure.
Multiply.
Well, hey, brother, I enjoyed spending this time with you. We're gonna do this again real soon. I'm talking probably before the end of this week soon. So hey, y'all hit them follow buttons. And next time I'm gonna have everything over here in the comments so we can quickly give people the email. I'm gonna shoot your email.
Next time, I didn't know, I'm gonna put my YouTube in there. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put the manifest with SII in there, like tomorrow or whenever we do it. We're gonna keep bringing that fire for them. We're gonna bring that fire for them.
This was good.
We just warming up. We warming up.
No planning. Still filling each other out and learning how we. Because I didn't have people that I do stuff with all the time that didn't flow this well. This was heaven sent, man. Look, I love all of y'all. Ain't a thing y'all could do about it. It's like non-negotiable love. I don't care how you feel about me. I love you, and you're gonna take that love and you're gonna sit in it. But you got any closing remarks before we get out of here?
Yeah, I'll just leave you with 2 quotes. If you can dream it, you can do it. Walt Disney. All right. If one advances confidently in the directions of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with success unexpected in common hours. Henry David Thoreau.
For sure, man. Hey, love y'all. We're going to